Boom, 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 boom. Yo. 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 Yo, yo, yo. What's up, boys? How are we doing? Hi, Mumbo. Time, it was good, brother. Hey, thank you, brother. Miss you too, man. How you been, dude? Wait, hold on, guys. I just double checked. It is indeed not there. EA decided to end Ultimate Team of Season early by not giving us freaking league specifics. How's the grind going for you? Really good, man. Besides the fact that EA is a bunch of scum. Don't want to see anyone happy. Yo, Mumbo, congrats on your qualification yesterday. Glad we could help you. Qualification? Oh! You mean... Yeah, baby! Let's go! Come on! Let's get it, baby. Sunderland is in Europa League, baby. Come on. Dude, if you would have told... Literally, yesterday, a year ago, from the day, was when we won the playoff final. If you would have told me, not only were we not going to get relegated, but we'd actually make Europe, I would have said you're a madman. But it literally feels like I've been living in a dream for the past freaking year, man. So, dude, I don't know what to believe anymore. How long will you stream for today? I wanted to make videos on how to grind the league specific, and then EA said, hey, Mumbo, we know you were waiting to go live. You could have been live for most of the day because you had the day off, but instead you were waiting until we dropped league specific so you could make not only a video on it, but make one for the next day too on how to make even more coins from League SBCs and show a step-by-step guide. And then make a third video of showing real time what that looks like on things like Pale Tools and Foot Genie. But EA said, you know what? We want to give the people what they want. No league specifics. Let's give you an 82 plus player pick. Albeit you only need 4 golds, 3 rares. It's not the worst, but when you're hoping for league specifics, it's sucky. For Europe, you said we need... No, I know. I was trolling. I wanted to get a second to get that up. What's good, Joey? What's good, brother? I do, man. But today is a celebration, boys. I didn't get to celebrate with you guys yesterday. I was celebrating myself. Ate a crap ton of pizza. Didn't expect us to thrash Brighton the way you did. Yeah, dude, that was kind of a surprise, low-key. I thought it'd be a somewhat close game. Also, too, anchors are now to 1.1k within the hour, boys. I still have well over 9,000 to sell. I do not think I'm going to be able to get out of these by the end of Ultimate Team this season, which is not a bad problem to have. We just have to eventually sell all our consumables as we continue to get more. You never know. Could drop around 9 p.m. I mean, they probably, if I had to take a guess, they probably forgot to release it, and they're like, oh, crap. Or they'll drop it tomorrow. The real question is, though, even if we don't have league specifics, most things are set to expire Thursday and Friday of what we have with the menu grind. So I'm curious to see what they keep, what gets refreshed, what goes away, and what they have replacing. Were you pleasantly surprised with Carrick, do you think? In terms of, like, I know interims, you never expect too much. But to want him to get a new contract, I feel like is saying a lot. World Cup mode this Friday, too. Don't forget. Is it Ultimate Team game mode? Or is it going to be a separate thing outside of Ultimate Team? I mean, to be fair, anyone could be better than Amarim. So, That's not saying too much. No league specifics or eFigs upgrade. My disappointment immeasurable. Hey guys, you want to know the bright side of that? I mean, it sucks. There's no getting around it. We still have the crafting upgrades. So you get the spam crafting upgrades. Believe it's the usual World Cup mode. Do you think they'll do anything in Ultimate Team with it, though? You reckon? Alright, we've done some League SBCs today. I have some packs saved. We have 6 guaranteed team seasons, and we'll have another 3 that we do today. We'll open all those. I just want to spam crafting upgrades, man. I just want to chill with you guys and spam craftings. We'll probably do League SBCs off stream. If you guys need guides on if you're getting stuck in certain sections and you can't seem to make it unlimited, we did a kind of, not a new tutorial, but kind of we went over everything people get stuck on and what can help you kind of change that. So if you need that, that's on the channel. Probably just usual objective World Cup base stuff. That sucks, dude. Dude, I'm getting scared. I know Thiago Silva was doing his coaching license already. Like, he was in the process of getting that before he left Porto. But it scares me it might be actual retirement now. I'm very nervous. You invested in Foot Genie? Dude, isn't it crazy? It's literally insane. Gonna do the dailies on Foot Genie now? So worth it. You can get solid out in seconds if you guys have the fodder. But you probably don't completely have it. Alright, you reckon we can get you reckon we can get under 750 today, boys? Crafted upgrades? I feel like that's going to be a challenge. Also, too, if at any point in the next 40 minutes at the top of the hour or in between, you guys notice league specifics drop, let me know. Haven't played this game since Foot birthday. Are exchanges a good grind out? Are exchanges / a good grind out? There's a insane grind out. It's not to the exchange level, but it's the crafting upgrade and League SBCs. Literally just pure profit and however many packs you want to end up making. I don't, but I'm going to start saving, done gambling on the upgrade. Do we try some 82 plus bet? I mean, we could. If you're saying, do you? For sure, go for it. It's only 4 gold, so if you guys want to very quickly get rid of your dupe storage or some off leagues, they're not going to be that bad. The issue is, it's an 82 plus player pick. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to be nothing to write home about. Alright, should we do the eFigs right now? They seem to be cheaper than last year. Just because they're cheap doesn't mean they're potentially good, though. That's the thing. I feel like you gotta separate the two. Come on. We got our... Oh, okay, that's not... Oh. Kufal. A 91. Cold. Are we on the PS4 version? I think I am. Maybe that's what we get you them all on. Bro, these are tragic. Young's new SBC looks like a W. Looks decent. Buffon, who came out yesterday, is worth doing. Okay, looks like 1.1K they're instantly selling now. So we're going to move up to 1.2 for the anchors, guys. Dude, isn't that crazy? Ronaldinho at the Stadium of Light. Dude, also, too, can we talk about the fact that we have... Let's see. Yeah, they're all listed on here. Look at this. Look at this Premier League next season. Isn't this beautiful? I see this, and I feel like mid-table is going to be wide open again. I feel like there's a lot of teams that'll have a shot for Europe. Wait, did Salford end up losing? Dang, man. What was the score? Sunderland has a... Is that where Matty Young is? Oh? Is she decent? Notts County went up. Young dropped a stinker, dude. 4.5. Yikes. Slimes. Yeah, I saw that. Perfect time for Thiago Silva to be a manager and a player. He could do both. He could sign himself. Could you imagine? I was very disappointed. I thought Cucurella was going to play yesterday. I was sad. I was excited to see him at the Stadium of Light, man. I don't think he showed up, did he? Sensational. Sunderland qualified for Europa League. If your 10-man Chelsea fall apart. To be fair, Chelsea was falling apart way before the 10-man. Bubba, did you cry after Sunderland made it into Europe? After me screaming at taking it to the corner flag? And then it finally hit, and then we had to wait like 5 minutes for the rest of the results to be confirmed across the board. Yes, I teared up. This is the first time in my life seeing Sunderland in Europe. It's crazy. Last time it happened was the 70s. And although you guys call me Unk, I'm not that much of an Unk. Yeah, no, dude. Like, Chelsea did not look like they were playing for European football. It was so weird, man. Was funny when Brian was waiting at full time to see if they're in Europe. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, like, if you're a Brighton fan, I think I saw someone make a post and said, like, a similar comment was said, and their response was, but if there's very few times in the history of the club in your lifetime you've seen them in Europe, even if it was after a loss, you'd be excited. If you would have told them when they're in the championship this would be happening, they wouldn't have believed you. Is there a grind yet? There's always been a grind, Daz. What is the secret you support them? I mean, many other teams is there. Why do you choose Sunderland? There's no secret to it. Fell in love, man. Been there too. Actually on last day when Aguero got the third winner. Doesn't ring a bell at all. Could you remind me, Dan? What happened on the final day there? did all get finished up at the Stadium of Light? Newcastle invested billions to get overtaken by Sunderland. Yeah, I love how quickly the narrative spins every single time. It was, they're going to get worse than Southampton in terms of points and goal differential. Then it's, it was the start of the season when they won a few. It was, okay, they're going to get Champions League. They're going to win the league, was one of them. Not many people are saying that, but it's a few. Then it was, yep, they're overrated. Why is everyone talking about Sunderland? And then it's like, surely they can't keep this up long term. Surely when they actually face a good team. Surely when they face a European opponent. And then from there, it just like kept going and going and going. And then it was, okay, well, they spent some money, so surely that's expected. Any new upgrades? There's an 82 plus player pick, 1 of 3. For 4 total golds, 3 need to be rare. Where were you when City scored that? I wonder if they'll get league specifics tomorrow. Do you guys think they would drop them that late? I'm watching Ronaldinho make passes at the Stadium of Light. That's crazy. Enzo Lefebvre is infinitely clear of Ronaldinho, by the way. So no rinse and repeat yet? Daz, there's always been a rinse and repeat, buddy. What are you talking about? Quite literally, we have a menu grind right now that's nothing but rinse and repeat. We've been doing it all team of the season. I'll give you a hint. We have like 15 videos in the last month on it. Made a few million coins since then. We've made over 1,200 total runs of this. 5,000 more packs than that. Then there's another SBC we've done well over 5,000 of as well. Off of that. And continue to make hundreds a day. And endlessly spam and recycle into liquid coins. When they extend all the provisions and daily upgrades 5 minutes before they expire. If they keep them the exact same and we get nothing else, I would genuinely be pissed off. If I can remember, probably was at home patiently waiting for full time. And she went and ruined it. Big up. We helped you, but didn't win. Didn't watch any games. I was enjoying the sun. Yeah, you guys did the bare minimum, I guess. You got a draw. I mean, it's better than your recent form, so we'll take it. Yesterday was a national holiday in Canada. Maybe the SBC office is still drunk. You'd think they'd have it in advance, though. You think they could schedule SBCs. You would think a multi-billion-dollar company wouldn't come down to a few individuals having to be in the office the second something goes, time-wise, to post content. You think they could have it ready to go? Up to 400k now, just from selling silver stuff. All right, we're going to list a few more anchors, guys. They are now selling for 1,100 instantly, or they were as of a few moments ago. We're going to try 1,200 now. Looks like 1,200 still takes a bit of time. But they're probably climbing. If they can get to 1,400, if you know, you know. It's going to be so nice to list these on console for 1,400. Reed, how are you? Congrats on the Sunderland finished place in the Premier League 3 years ago in League One and now in European Cup. Deserved. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. Yeah, it's still surreal, man. You're the type of company that probably needs to have a physical button to press SBCs. I can see it. You sold all your anchors at 5K, and you guys say the PC has no market. I wish these were 5K. My logic right now is I'm going to continue to sell them simply because I'm not going to have enough time to ever sell them all at once. I'll probably get listing banned at some point again. So I just need to continue selling them. If they continue rising, we continue selling into higher prices. If they continue falling, we continue to buy more. And we rinse and repeat. Did you see, who did Arsenal play? Did you see they gave him like the, was it the Walk of Honor? Whatever you call it. And they had it by the corner flag. By the corner flag and the referee. Crystal Palace. Consumables sell easy compared to players. Dude, if I were on PC, I would literally be doing a bare minimum of 50 League SBCs a day if that's the case. Is there any manager leagues right now, guys, that are worth 1,000 or more that anyone's aware of on console? Because I need to list some managers at some point too, but I feel like anchors are the big one. Arsenal's trophy lift wasn't even on TV? Really? I mean, did anyone really care? I love how West Ham won on the final day, but somehow Everton were even more trash than usual. So, United. How much money do you think you're going to spend this summer, Dan? You're already looking at a few moves that should put you at above 100 mil combined. Now you got Champions League as well. You'll get some more money. How much does Europa get? Is it like 4 to 5 mil guaranteed? And then like another 400K plus per good result? Salah and Pep was more important than Arsenal? True, honestly. You're not wrong. How funny would it be if, like, Arsenal won the league, like, 4 years in a row, but they got no other trophies, and everyone just acted like it wasn't an accomplishment that Arsenal keeps winning the league? They want recognition so bad, and just no one gives it to them. What are score predictions for Champions League final, guys? What are you thinking? Bayern set to complete a deal, a swap deal with Newcastle, Newble, plus a small money in exchange for Gordon. Really? So, I might be stupid. How does swap deals get calculated for PSR? Because a swap deal means you still have to do a contract. They have to sign a contract to be at the club for however many years it is. How does, like, a swap deal work with that? Can you, like, absolutely get away with some robbery with some swap deals? PSG thrashed Arsenal? I hope so. I want to see Dembele sent off well. I want to see Dembele win one final Champions League trophy for PSG before he wins a Champions League trophy for Sunderland. We got over 190 now for qualifications, and we're close to getting Ederson for 40-ish. Dude, I am officially ready for Fabrizio to tweet the most disgusting links now that we're in Europe. What would be the most surprising here we go that you think could be possible? Because, like, I feel like there's a lot of, not maybe huge European names, but, like, a lot of those kind of players that are at links with, well, for example, take Sunderland last summer, right? When Sunderland was interested in people. Anytime Sunderland was interested in someone, Brentford, Brighton, and whom else? Bournemouth were all interested. So there's a lot of times where it was like, oh, the chance at European football with Bournemouth sounds more appealing than going to Sunderland. I'm curious now that Sunderland has European football, how that will help scouting when it comes down to like final deals. Bobby still gets goals of the season awards despite 30K wanting him out of Madrid. Madness. I think even if you player swap and the club wants the player out, they can still cover some salary or the full salary, and Bayern is so desperate to get Nubel out. I mean, to be fair, Newcastle can put anybody in goal. Their defense is horrid, so you're still going to concede. Dan over 6 million petition to get Slot out. Never seen anything like it. Andrew, who would be your top 2 candidates to replace Slot? If Slot was sacked today, and they said, Andrew, Liverpool hit you up and said, listen, LeBron James calls you and says, hey, I'm part owner of Liverpool. I don't know if you've heard of me, but we want to get your decision on who you'd like to see as next manager. Who are you saying? Only non-league rares and commons in crafting, right? Yes and no. For the unlimited grind mixed with league SBCs, in theory, that's the way you want to do it. Your dupe storage, though, Prem in La Liga, or just in general, if your dupe storage fills up and you want to throw those cards in, you can. If you're in my shoes, you're making so many millions of coins and you have so many thousands of packs that I could literally sit there and just spam crafting upgrade into 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 crafting upgrade. Do thousands and have close to the same number that we began with if I do 25 to 50 runs of league SPCs a day. So depending on your club situation, if, for example, let's say you haven't done provisions yet and you have hundreds of crafting upgrades, if you want to sit there and spam them right back into each other, get 2 to 3 hours of your day taken away just doing that and have it back to the same number minus like maybe 25 to 50, then build out like 75 to 100 from league SBCs in a day. You could 100% do that, but I would say the average person who's new to it, I would just focus on off leagues into it. And then if they do end up dropping, let's say, league specific premiums, even though people might be tempted to be like, is it worth it to put 2 gold rares into a crafting upgrade when we have league specific premiums potentially coming? I would ask the question, would you put 2 in to get 5? Would that put you better off than all of them into league specifics? The answer every time is yes. Burmese manager? He's not guaranteed going to Crystal Palace, is he? Did he already sign for that job, or was that he said he was leaving because he wanted that job? Should I sell the tradable team seasons right now or after team season's finished? I haven't been paying attention to team season price, so I'm not sure, to be fair. If Jose somehow turns a broken dressing room, Andrew, restore the century, I feel like he could do it. I have a sneaky feeling we might go for Kane over the summer. That'd be cool. Oh, he's waiting to see what job comes up. Imagine, though, if we get Kane, Sesko would be perfect learning curve of him. Okay, now that the season's over, do you feel like Sesko performed better than you initially thought seeing him at United? I definitely feel like he improved as the season went on, but I feel like there's a lot of expectations for him right off the rip. So I feel like those are always hard to kind of determine. How much would Kane go for? You say doubt you have the money for Kane. How much does Kane go for in this market? Pre-World Cup. If you get the deal over the line. If he has a good World Cup, it could be worth even more. $80 mil? How old is Kane? Because wages would be high. Unless it was like Saudi League. Or Galatasaray probably doesn't have crazy resale ability. But if he keeps you in Champions League and you push a deeper run there and do good in Prem again and finish top 4, you have him for at least 2 to 3 seasons, I feel like that's worth 80 mil. 32. Because like I feel like also too with Kane, the qualities that make Kane good will keep him good for a bit longer. Like he's not gonna 1 year from now completely lose his legs. He's not already. He's extremely fast to begin with. Be nice for him to finish his career off with a Prem trophy. Yeah, but I wouldn't want to see him go to City, Dan. That wouldn't be worth it. I wouldn't want him playing with Holland. Kane has a contract until 2028 at Bayern. Wants to extend until 2030. He earns 25 million euros before tax. And see, I feel like Bayern and the Bundesliga in general is the perfect league for him. Because he doesn't have to need... He doesn't need all the speed in the world. You can see he's comfortable moving further back too and playing in different positions. Also as well, I feel like he can just coast into the national team now, no problem, for the immediate future. Put him at United where the spotlight's on him week in, week out. You don't know necessarily who the long-term manager is going to be. No disrespect currently, but it's still the case. Part of a good season aside. Wait, did he actually win Player of the Month this first month? Why did I think he started off slowly? Wait, he scored against Sunderland. Never mind. Dude, Baleba, I feel like, is one of those players that fell off the face of the earth. I feel like everybody was talking about him. You know who Baleba was? Baleba was getting the hype that, who's that female pundit who kept saying Reinders like a million times? That was like her one take that she would always try to claim credit for. You know, I think who City should sign. Reinders. Even if you said her name correctly, I wouldn't know who she was. I'm not familiar with her name. I know exactly what she looks like. If I saw a photo of her, I'd be like, yes, that's her. I think she's on TNT now. I don't know if she started there. I think she was a YouTuber, right? Is Baleba Cameroonian? Oh, team of the season. Center back. Japanese. Cold. We got a Spurs card. What a pull, boys. Rather have Ederson and Tonali instead. Agreed. Is he from Cameroon? He is. Okay. He's only 22? Why did I think he was like 25? Wait. He's played 112 games at Brighton already? Dang, man. Yeah, basically 3 full seasons, or as close to full as you could get. Because they signed him from Lille at the start of the 23-24 season. More goals than assists, too. Given how they operate, they want 100 mil for him, so no chance with Baleba. How well do you reckon they do in the Conference League? You could probably make a deep run, too. They're probably not in a rush to sell. They have Milner, who's aging. Grob, who's fine. Dude, you know who I really wanted Sunderland to sign? And I'd still be willing to sign him if given the opportunity? Van Heck. I absolutely love Van Heck. Absolute baller. Does he remind me of myself when I look at him? Absolutely. Concussions and everything. I remember we wanted him when we were in the championship still. I remember watching a Brighton game. It was earlier this season. And every time I saw him, I'm like, dude, I feel like he looks like me. And then he went up for a header and he got, I think he blacked out, went down, and got carried off. I'm like, yep, definitely me. 100%. He is 22 and getting benched by a guy in his 5th decade of life this season. Hey, Milner is a baller, man. There's no shame in that. What do you think about Real Madrid next year? Any hope? They can't do any worse than they did this season. I think Jose will get them under some sort of togetherness. The question is, what are the expectations of him? Real Madrid has certain expectations. They want him to make a deep Champions League run and to win the league, I'm pretty sure, are the two things. But I'm curious to see how much control he has over not only the dressing room, but the market for potential signings. If they can get Stiller in there, I feel like he would be an absolute baller for them. They should win it. Is there any other well-known teams in the Conference League? Already completed my 30th run of the premium. Let's go. W. Once you kind of get in the rhythm, it's so nice. And then the SBC ban hits. Then you're like, dang it. Great grind video the other day, by the way, Mumbo. Just shows how easy it is now with little effort and patience how to make coins easy on the game. Thank you. I appreciate it. I think one of the things, if there is one big takeaway from that video that I think people would still, if they were confused, might still be confused on potentially, is I don't think people realize how easy it is and how quick it is to sit there and buy like 200 to 300 Pro League cards. I know there's some people who still like try to do it per run. It's like, I'm going to buy 11 for this run. I'm going to open a pack. I'm going to see if I get any more. I'm going to do this. I'm telling you, when you understand you're making the coins, you understand you're making the packs, just treating it as like different sections of a thing and being like, okay, I want to make realistically another 25 runs today. Let me do 25 times 11. Let's do bare minimum 10. Let's say we get some untradables along the way. I should get at least 250 of these cards. Can I basically fill up one of each in my club and then put 100 on my transfer list? If so, do it. You want to see something funny? I didn't stream the other day, so you didn't see it. But after I recorded that video, I wanted to prove a point with the market. So what I did was I went unassigned on a few hundred. Majority of them I bought for 200. Then their price went up. I started selling the ones I bought for 200 for, wait, how do I see all media? Is it through here? Go to media gallery. Yeah. So I bought a crap ton of silver commons and some bronzes for 200 and tripled my coins on them. They were mostly going for 450, 500 within the hour, but I wanted to treat them like we kind of did with silver libs back in the day, where they have the overall market price for the silvers, but they also have the people that are doing SBC solutions looking for very specific players who would go for a little more. So I did that with them. I also did that with the silver rares. I would buy the silver rares for 350 to 400, and I'd list them for 700 to 800, knowing that people would buy them through SBC solutions, needing rares, even though they only got to, I think it was like 550, 600 in price on the actual market. But then what happened is we did that for a few hours. We kept buying so many when the price was still up. We kept sniping so many for 200 that inevitably later in the day, their price went back down, and I still had hundreds of cards that we got for 200, but now we're only selling for 300, 350. So I just listed them back to the market, did a few SBC runs, and we were good to go. But all that being said, it does not take long at all to get them. And one of the things that people get held up on too, I'm telling you, once you understand the coins in it, you won't regret doing this. If you're having to snipe to try to pick up players one by one, rather than bumping up 50 coins and being able to sit there and win hundreds of them easily, either on bid or through a buy now, because you don't want to pay the extra 50, it is infinitely more worth it for your time and investment to spend the extra 50, get the cards, and then go from there. If you want to sit and snipe after, go ahead and do that. If you want to sit and snipe before, go ahead and do that. But the bulk of it should be, in general, just getting the cards into your club, as long as they fall in that range. LMAO, for real, I've been doing that. I'll do it like that now. I'm telling you, once you get the hang of it, you're going to look at yourself and you're going to be like, dude, this is so much easier. Same thing with like the League One cards. I don't know if you saw it in the videos or the other day on stream, but like I would also go through it. I'd mass bid on Eredivisie, silvers and bronzes, and I'd give it a bunch of bronze rares for 150, 200. Then I ran into the issue where it was like, okay, I can do this, but once I get SBC banned on Foot Genie and I have to go to console, it's not going to be easy for me to mix in Eredivisie when I have so many low-end ones with the League One golds that I'm getting from the packs. I might just have to just bid 300 on a bunch of League One golds, have to do that instead. And I changed back to that, and it was just super easy to win hundreds of League One gold commons for 300. And then I would just mix those in with the gold rares that we were getting and the silver rares from the Prime Electrum. But yeah, rhymes and rhythms. You'll even like, there's stuff I'm still learning where it's like, oh, I probably could be faster in this. I will say though, and this is a hot take coming from me, the guy who tries to be as efficient as possible, there are some things that I feel like you just got to do from time to time, where it's like you sit back and chill and relax. If everything is always min-maxing, if everything is always an equation, if everything is all about just efficiency, it can very quickly take all the fun out of it if you don't do something with that. So I would ask yourself the question, why are you making the coins? Are you making the coins from League SBC because you like the idea of making unlimited packs and making coins from it too? You can buy promo packs or buy your favorite player to put in your team. If so, awesome, go for it. If you're just doing it to do its sake, that kind of sucks. But like for me, the in-between that I love is what you're seeing me do right now with crafting upgrades. The crafting upgrades, my favorite things with these, especially on stream, is to show you guys, even if I didn't touch League SBCs, how good these are to recycle into each other. But then we save the provisions to go back to League SBCs after that. We have some League SBC runs ready to go anyways. It's not like we're getting down to zero, but the grind that got us here also takes so long to get to zero in terms of the amount of packs that you can turn your brain off and sit and spam and forget about it. Spot on. Like Shippo was the worst champions ever. At least we didn't have to cheat our way to it. Why doesn't Gary and Paul Scholes be assistant? What are these League SBCs? First time hearing of them. You know, I couldn't tell you what a League SBC is. Everton saved Spurs and made Arsenal the champions. Worst club ever. Everton was doing so well for a large chunk of the season, and then they just completely fell off a cliff. I thought there was a for sure chance they'd be getting European football. I still can't believe we got European football. If you looked even a few weeks ago, we were as low as, I think, 13th. Lille sacked their coach. No premium upgrades still? Okay. Dude, it would be comical if they dropped them, not even tomorrow. Watch them drop them Wednesday or Thursday. Could you imagine? When's the Europa League draws? At the end of August? Wait. I'm looking at the schedule right now. Hold on. Guys. There is a chance. Hold on. Timeout. I am in Italy. End of September. The last week of September. All the way through halfway through October. There is a chance that if Sunderland's in a pot and they get a league placement against an Italian team, I could see Sunderland play in Italy. AC Milan, there's a possibility. We're not going to Milan as a family. But I feel like if Sunderland matches against AC Milan and it happens to fall on match day 2, October the 15th, I feel like I have no other choice other than making that happen. I don't know how, but we got to make it happen. What else season have horrible football and slots still haven't been sacked? Nope. Can you imagine if a year ago you would say United would finish 11 points above Liverpool? Not only that, if you looked at the Liverpool spend during the summer and the players they got, even if you didn't think they were going to win the league, which I think that was almost everybody's expectation, was they should basically have the title. I don't think no one saw them being this bad. Off, Mumbo, to finish. Isn't off happy, grinding, maybe back later. All right, see you, brother. We should be live for a bit still. I don't know how long I'm going to go today. Was hoping to grind league specifics, but... Introducing your manager of treason nominees. Who you guys reckon wins? Slot? Two Spurs managers is comical. Ah. Alright, we will get under 750, boys. Trust. Am I invisible? What, guilty of treason? Did I read that in my head but not out loud? Whoopsie. My bad. I 100% read it. But I think it was not out loud. Said it before, I don't buy into this, don't buy from relegated clubs. There's a few I'd have from the 3 that went down. We need a big competitive squad. I'd take Fleming at Burnley, extra attacking option. So let's see, West Ham have Somerville, Doof, Mateus, Bowen, Castellanos, Paparovanos, Mavropanos, Wolves have Andre, Joe Gomez, Nendislav Krejci, Chris Mane. I'd take Maxi, man. Dude, watch Chelsea buy Somerville for like 75 mil. You see the intro change? No, I missed it. Mumbo Jumbo Gold Pack. How to make unlimited coins and packs. Why are you stuck? Wait, is that the title that showed up for you? Interesting. I tested 3 different titles. I want to see which one would be the top one. Looks like that must be it. They're probably to buy that left back from Senegal. Left back from Senegal. Who's left back from Senegal? Let's look at the Senegalese national team. Next weekend, US has a friendly against Senegal. How did I not know that? Let's see, squad. Jacobs from Galatasaray? Or are you saying Doof from West Ham? Doof? Okay. Yeah, good player. How much do you reckon he goes for? I think I've asked this before, but I'm unsure. Does almost every contract, you reckon, have like relegation clauses written into them where the wage goes down like what, 50%? Or is that something that just automatically happens as you go down leagues? That they cut everyone's a certain percent? 34 max. 5 days before World Cup starts, we play your country, Mumbo. Does US have 2 matches, or is it... Bro, I can't keep track of any of this, man. Not only... Oh, you're Germany. Okay. Can I be woke for a second? Will you guys allow me to say something woke? I think friendlies within the week or the 10 days before a World Cup should not happen. I think you should have competitive practices with your own group, but you shouldn't be playing actual matches. Because if you're paying to go to those matches, I feel like the quality of match you're going to see is no one's probably going to give it their all because no one wants to get hurt before the World Cup anyways. And the idea of potentially losing players because of a pointless friendly is kind of dumb to me. Also, too, you just came off a long season. Like, if I'm US right now and you play Senegal next weekend and you're Tyler Adams, right? If you're Weston McKennie and you're looking at that US men's national team group that got posted, you see the lack of midfielders. And especially if you're Tyler Adams and you just came off of your season with Bournemouth and you just played up to this past week, the last thing you probably want to do is now go play next weekend. Right off the rip into a USA team where you're going to get targeted. Stupid. Unless, wait a second. Time out. I might be an idiot. The friendlies can pull from a different group of players. Doesn't have to be the World Cup squads. Right? If that's the case, is what it is, but for the, you know what's going to be for the US? It's going to be all the players that aren't on the World Cup squad and they all ball out. West Ham even has a contract with the city for stadium for relegation. Now they only have to pay for 50% of rent. That's crazy. Mumbo Stan is is Mumbo's country? True, we are from Mumbo Stan. You know what? I think he'd do a good job rebuilding AC Milan. I don't know how much of a say he's had in transfers. I think it's more the club of Bournemouth that does it than him. If it happened to be him, I feel like he could help AC Milan with their recruitment a ton. Fans hate meaningless games, and the players are exhausted anyways. You think they'll auto-renew the mixed leagues? I personally hope so. My thing with the premium mix and the mixed leagues is early on, I always wish they make the either packs better or they change it up. the later the year goes on, the more I kind of hope they bring it back out and keep it the same. Because we already know it works extremely well exactly as is. If they somehow make it easier, that's good. But, like, my hope is the repeatables outside of that get better. I'd much rather them keep a jumbo gold pack and a prime electrum tradable for the coins and consistency. But beside it, we have exchanges, right? The ultimate goal is to get off of League SBCs completely, both for coins and for packs, with exchanges and something like a Team of the Week player pick with 2 tradable pack sections. Or honestly, anything repeatable with tradable packs. Doesn't even need to be repeatable. If they give us exchanges and we can just make endless packs, we just do every player SBC, every tradable pack, and spam those nonstop. Yeah, players are exhausted. You say fans hate it. I agree that fans are probably not in favor of it. They will still go to see it because there will always be more fans that want to. And depending on where the game is, looks like they're on Bank of America. So Senegal specifically. How many immigrants a year does the U.S. take in from Senegal? How many immigrants a year does the United States take in from Senegal? A little more than 1,000 a year. Where do most of the Senegal immigrants end up living? End up in New York. Whenever it's South American teams, I feel like the U.S. always gets outmatched in those matches. So, like, if the U.S. plays Colombia, Colombia will have infinitely more fans than the U.S. will in the United States. I think Zidane needs to coach the U.S. The U.S. needs so much change, man. There's not one specific problem. There's things that can definitely improve their situation, but, like, if you were planning on building for the last few years because you knew your country was hosting a World Cup and you saw the squad they chose, you would look at it and say, surely some of those names shouldn't be on the list. Surely some of those left off should be on it. But also, too, surely we have more options than this. Especially the last World Cup 4 years ago. I looked at that squad, I would have thought 100%, okay, there can be huge improvements from this. We're going in a better direction. I don't think that's necessarily the case. I think there's a lot of young up-and-coming players, a lot of dual nationals potentially. But I'm not convinced that anything outside of getting out of group at this point. Kyle Kuzma, the financial advisor? Yeah, the aerial news with AC Milan's breaking about him being approached. South Americans treat every match like the World Cup final. Isn't that so beautiful, though? Like in my head, especially when it comes to international football, most countries it should be pure passion. I think there's some countries you definitely have the pure passion, but there's so much expectations depending on who's on the team. Bro, is it normal that with Pale Tools I always have to adjust the squatter really? Slows down the whole process, thanks in advance. If you're referring to that because you don't have the chem, you can change that by putting players in the exact positions. The caveat to that is if you put them in the exact positions to begin with, it's going to give you way less solutions for the premium mix. You can do that. It's an option. It doesn't take too long to move them around. But Foot Genie is free up to, I think, 20 times a day right now. But if you want to pay for the premium version, dude, it makes it so easy to do the premium mix in bulk. We have over 1,200 total completed runs since its re-release. I think it's infinitely clear for that compared to Pale Tools, but both work. Roma is such a boring Europa League team. It'll be interesting to see how Roma builds. If Roma had Enzo Lefebvre, and they sent him to us in the championship because he wasn't getting into Roma's team. He was on the bench. Fuji might be the move then. Brother, it is so good. Obviously, I'm a little biased, but it's so good. And we have guides on both of them in the grind playlist if you need any help. Yeah, I saw he's on Scottish Banknotes. It's a select few, but yeah. That's still hilarious and crazy. You did a Carlos Tevez with Pale Tools? Alright, I'm going to take a piss. I'll be right back, guys. Un minuto, por favor. Alright, sorry boys. I got a bloody nose. Just trying to not get on my Sunderland kit. Oh. Congrats on Europa. Thanks, brother. White boy speaking Spanish? They hate when they see a little white boy get a little emotion around here. Multilingual, they call me. Till real Spanish is spoken, and then I'm like, oh, ¿qué? Solamente hable español. Así, así. Muy pequeño. My favorite thing about Spanish is finding like a few sayings that make it sound like you actually know what you're talking about. And you can say it unchallenged until like Carlos pops up in chat whenever I do speak Spanish. You'll see him type a full thing in Spanish for me to read. And then I'm like, get him. Now it's time for us to go win UCL. You reckon Dembele will want to come to the Europa League, guys? Just because you eat Mexican food and you are befriended with Carla? Do Europeans not comprehend the American country? Or the footballing landscape? Brother. If you're not playing with just rich white boys, football in the United States is one of the most diverse things I feel like you can have. Mumbo Stan is a weird country. I've had Mexican teammates, Korean teammates, African teammates, Croatian teammates, Turkish teammates, Colombian teammates. Let's see. I hope I didn't have any Canadian teammates. If I did, I didn't approve of it. All right. All right, they selling? Ooh, they sold, baby. Will you be watching the Palace final? When is it? I almost said something that I instantly would have regretted. I'm glad. Oh, dude, we're almost to 1,400. It's Wednesday? Okay. We're balling, boys. 1,400, come on. 1,400 is the best price to list these at because you just have to click R2 twice. Some poor soul is going to be trying to find the Crystal Palace game. And some poor soul is going to type onto the internet for the world to see. Where can I watch Crystal Palace online? Question mark. But instead of typing Crystal Palace, they're going to type something else. An abbreviated version of Crystal Palace. And the FBI will be knocking on their door. The initials. Who do Palace play? Some Wi-Fi passer? CP's not playing against young boys. They're playing against Rayo. No more implications if Crystal Palace wins, right? The Prem already has their European slots, or can another one potentially open up? You even work for them? Young boys don't have Europe. Why is Chef Felix still so expensive? I just reached one. Only costs 1.8 on PC. Some cards, man, are just built different, I guess. Half Palace when they play Europa. So then, would another slot open up for conference, or does the existing spots have that factored in? Okay, I thought that was the case because they aren't in top 8. Crystal Palace are going to win and then get relegated. If I could get to 10 mil by tomorrow, that'd be so nice. If these could just keep rising as we sell them, that'd be so nice as well. Bum, bum, bum. Think you lot go out in the quarterfinals? So, I'm not familiar with... I'm somewhat familiar with the Champions League format. Is Europa League the same or similar format in terms of, like, pots, selection? Or does Sunderland, like, automatically get to a certain spot because they're in the Prem? Like, limit their amount of group games they have. You don't have to go through qualifiers? Okay, that's what it was. Four home, 4 away. It's the same games as the UCL. And the home and away aren't necessarily the same team, right? You get 4 randomized home and 4 randomized away. Actually, I could probably just check the Europa League from this season to get an idea. Qualification to 1/8 finals, qualification to 1/16 finals. So you basically have to finish top 24. Euthanic, no! Not my League SBC team. No! 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Huh. Is that the Vigo going to the Stadium of Light? I would love to play against AC Milan at this. Actually, you know what? I would rather have AC Milan in Milan than at the Stadium of Light. Because the Northeast meme of, have you ever seen a Macam in Milan? Would be fulfilled. You gotta do it early. You gotta do Europa League draw watch along. Surely, I'll try if I can be live. Usually the European ones are when I'm working, so if it's like around new content time during the week, I probably can't. I love how I use new content time as the indicator of most things. The fact that people refer to AC Milan to Milan as a flex, isn't it funny how I don't think anyone would think you're talking Inter if you just said Milan? Yeah, same difference. Meant Milan to AC Milan. Well, Rafael Leao's up for sale, actually. He might be at this Stadium of Light for a different reason. He's going to be on the market for, I think, roughly 40 mil. Whether that's all up front or not. I think AC Milan's looking to sell him. Yeah, Rafael Leao's been Rafael Meow as of recently. Where would he go? He screams Aston Villa. I can see it. Wait. What if you went to Newcastle? Let's say United. Newcastle's losing their biggest fraudster. Oh, shoot. That's so weird. I just assumed Newcastle got Champions League the amount they talked about it. Oh, you're right. Newcastle's not in Europe. Why was I thinking Europe for the Northeast, though? Interesting. Is there another club in the Northeast? I mean, Borough lost playoff final after losing the playoff semifinal. Not them. Is it Sunderland? Sunderland? I thought Sunderland got dead last. With the worst goal differential in the history of the Prem. Surely they're not Europe. Make it make sense, you're a Newcastle fan? Never curse like that in my stream, alright? You're lucky the mods aren't here to ban you, Sharky. It's like saying Voldemort. You can't just be out here saying it so casually. Gulp. Been eating 5,000 calories every day since Arsenal's title win. Boys, put it on weight. The winner of this year's FPL league could be Jack Donnelly. Bro, you know what's funny? Every single year without fail, you guys, within like a week or two of the season starting, convince me to do FPL. I don't even play it for like that first 2 weeks. I like forget about it the first week. My lineup's the same, but like half the players that do well are on the bench. I'll make my like free like weekly substitution or whatever that thing is, and then I never touch it after it. I probably kind of look right now. Fantasy FPL. Let's see how I did. I haven't logged in. Fantasy Premier League, log in. Sign in. Alright, let's see. How did I do? My highest was 117. I was top half. I was above mid-table. Yeah, I made one transfer. Let's, can I view... This was the team I rocked all season, because I didn't change it. Wait, no! I've had Haaland on the bench all season. No shot. Wait, what? Does it automatically take them off if they don't play? Did I have 1 week where I just went absolutely insane? It was like top million. Oh! Wait, how is this top 250,000 with those points? For some reason, it doesn't seem like a high. 26 points, 54 points. 65 points. But everyone had Haaland, so it probably balanced out. 75 points. $74 points. 53, 42. Surely I had one crazy week outside of that top 250. Nope. Oh. That's me done with FPL, boys. I'm sure you'll convince me a week out again. One team in North London could do the double, and the other almost got relegated. Make it make sense. Breaking news, Trump announces big oil reserves under EA headquarters, says we will take this matter into our own hands, and we will make grinding great again. Low-key, do you guys think if Trump made Canada a part of the U.S., and the U.S. got the EA headquarters, that I could get a job there? You reckon? Like Trump makes me the president of League SBCs and menu grinding? and I completely remove the menu grind altogether and I make everything FIFA point related. Week 1, you got like 93 points. Yeah, I was so trash. The thing I love about FPL, I play for NFL, I do fantasy as well. I fantasize about men in many different sports. But I did a one where it's not a one-off season. It's the yearly one that keeps going on. I'm blanking on what it's called. Dynasty. First year I've ever done NFL. And I'm in a Dynasty. You're already an EA employee? Shh, you're not supposed to say it out loud, man. 82 plus player picks are good. I got 4 walkouts out of 6. The rest were 284s. That's not bad. I guess the question is, though, if you're not getting promo cards in them, what is the point of doing them? Are you doing them because you're looking for fodder? I feel like you can get fodder everywhere. The question will come down to what's the most efficient way to get fodder and what's the most efficient way to keep packs and coins flowing. That wouldn't be a bad way to like clear dupe storage in some off leagues, I feel like, but other than that, I'm not sure. Eventually with exchanges, that'd be nice. Trump will deport you after seeing your Live in Sud videos. That would very much disappoint me. It'd be very frustrating. Wait, you're telling me Trump doesn't like libs? Is that what you're saying? Dude, speaking about Libertadores, their trophy is probably the most beautiful trophy in football. Name a better looking trophy than the Libertadores trophy. I feel like CONMEBOL does a really good job. What's the Sudamericana one? Sudamericana trophy. That one looks decent too. But the Libertadores one looks insane. Like, you probably remember it from Neymar holding it up back in the day. But that's beautiful. That big base. But you're not getting any South American citizenship by saying their trophy is the most beautiful. Hey, my dream is to join a club in South America and get kicked out of the early stages of the CONMEBOL tournaments, but have a bronze Libersud card in the game. My goal is to be a 54 rated center back in the Uruguayan Premiership. Actually, now I'm saying that, hold on. Okay. Libertadores not representing too well. How about Sud? Looks like the middle part of a roulette wheel. Hey, it's beautiful. Portland Timbers have mutually parted ways with their head coach, Phil Neville. Club announced today. Dude, they got smoked the other day. They were on pack watch. So, oh, you know what? You're right. We're 92 rated. I forgot about that. They're adding me and Thiago Silva's cards at the same time. The icons. Thanks for reminding me, bro. I always forget. Silly me. Alright, we've been live for almost 2 hours. Are we under 750 yet? Guys, when I tell you these don't move, these don't move. And I haven't even recycled yet, I don't think. Or completely recycled. Bum, 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 bum. This is low-key more fun than League SBCs, dare I say. I saw the protein cheese snack from Aldi. I read that as Aldi. Lidl? Is that your guys' version of Aldi? 30 grams per 100 grams. Things are escalating. Dude, I can't wait till the cut's over. Once the cut's over, I'm slowly gonna... Right now, I'm in about 1,000 calorie deficit most days. I'm gonna slowly close that to a 500. And then we're gonna go close to, I would say, break even. But then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use... I'm gonna have like a set amount of protein that I eat a day and fat. I'm gonna have a rotating amount of carbs for workout days and non-workout days. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use additional carbs as just extra fuel. In every single week, I'm going to add on another 100 calories. 50 to 100 calories, I should say. So each month, I'm going to slowly be able to eat more and more. But I'm going to make it up by doing a little bit more exercise for those extra carbs, because we'll have a little bit more boost in our system. It's an East Coast thing. L-I-D-L. Lidl. L-I-D-L. Yeah, that literally looks like Aldi. How is it different than Aldi is the first thing that pops up. Grocery store, quality product. Okay. We're gonna pop this open real quick. Should we look at specials? No, we just want food. Let's look at dairy. Not impressed. Oh, is this their, hold on. No, that's not what I'm looking at. Meat and poultry. Here we go. Fresh meat. Mmm, yum. Let me look at some fresh meat. Oh, okay, here we go. We're getting to ground beef. $85.15 ground beef for $6 per pound, I'm assuming. Grass-fed. Huh. Do they have 93? I was going to say, if that is per pound, that is disgusting. It's per 2 pounds. Still not great. What's their chicken? I don't care. I actually don't care. I'll never switch up on my Walmart. Its own store has nothing to do with Aldi. Aldi and Trader Joe's are the same since we have Aldi South and North. Are split over selling cigarettes back in the day. Is that really how it started? The split happened because cigarettes? That's crazy. You're definitely one of those protein scalpers at Walmart. I don't... The only protein products I'll get at Walmart that are, like, protein-related items, like the workout section, will be occasionally protein bars, but I don't really buy protein powder anymore. I just eat a lot of Greek yogurt. Eat a lot of chicken, a lot of Greek yogurt. Love it. I will say, Walmart has a brand for pre-workout, and it has 30 servings in it, and it was on sale for, usually it's like $17.85. It was on sale for $14, less than 50 cents per serving. I was so happy when I saw that. I bought 2. Also was founded by brothers. One wanted to sell cigarettes, the other didn't, so they split up the stores, and they actually have a different logo and some different products with same logistics. That's actually probably a smart business plan. Aldi. I don't know how it is in the U.S. Aldi's pretty good in the U.S. I feel like most places, if you're getting cheaper items, some things are going to be better quality than others. They're supposedly their fruit and vegetables. You have to eat them very quickly after getting them. They're cheap, but like within a few days, they'll go bad. Arteta said, on Saturday, we are going to be champions of Europe. Gambling all his aura for a game against PSG. You've got to respect him if he pulls this off. Breaking full prime heroes coming soon. Stats are predicted. SBC soon. Matuidi. Dude, yeah, like Hazard looks great. Torrey looks great. Richards, be happy with. But, like, no one's going to pack any of those. Yaya Torre. But here, basically, every supermarket has a discounted version with different names and branding, but one carries bigger selection of premium products than the other, mostly store brands. Do the Arsenal fans say that about Arteta? Daily AFC said it. Said the quote. And it's a video, so I'm not listening to it right now, but I'm assuming it's accurate. And then the Stoke fan, the George guy, who posts about all football, said the gambling all his aura. Was the one who quoted it. I'm going to say something that sounds wild because I'm on Twitter right now. So, you guys know Kyle, who used to be on Nelk? I don't know what he does now. But he said he spends $600K a year on private jets. That does sound... That's a lot of money. But I feel like $600K for private jets, especially if he's taking them for, like, business meetings and different, like, brand deals potentially to get there. You could potentially write that off. I feel like that's not bad at all. How is the player pick chat? I guess decent to get walkouts, but I haven't seen any crazy pulls yet people talking about. EA dropped new Evos. I wonder if they, Nope. Love them. Love them. Greatest company ever. Back up to 777. Hang on a minute. Cast your minds back to January. Fenerbahce fans took over the comments of all things Brian Brobby. Imagine them actually at the Stadium of Light. Dude, that would be hilarious. You saw Foot Genie and said no. No infinite grind. I think I've noticed already is West Ham fans have no idea how expensive championship players are. I've seen them mention both two different players for $4 mil. Dude, how many rivalries and how many derbies does the championship have this upcoming season? Is it the most ever? Lewis Hall is considering his future at Newcastle after being left devastated by his omission from the England's World Cup squad. Manchester United are long-term admirers of the left back. They are closely monitoring the situation. Dave Portnoy is a Tottenham Hotspurs fan. Bin Laden as an Arsenal fan is less embarrassing than this. How can anyone tell? Oh, tweet went away. Dun, dun, dun. Those wraps look delicious. $9 p.m. and still 80 Fahrenheit. Diabolical. Yeah, dude, skin's so hot. Birmingham and Wrexham in the Hollywood Derby. West Ham, Millwall, Southampton, Portsmouth, West Brom, Wolves from Birmingham, Wolves, Birmingham, Swansea, Wrexham, Cardiff, Wrexham, Cardiff, Swansea. You also have to put in Borough, Southampton rivalry as well, though. Every week's gonna have some crazy matchup. Did you see the League One city locations? Poor Plymouth is like nowhere near anyone. Also, Norwich, Ipswich is in the Premier League for now. What happened to the quadruple? Lisa and Kane both ditched PSG for Bayern. Alright, I think my bloody nose is done. I cannot wait. Dude, I need to take a nap, man. Alright, boys. Thank you for chilling. If you did enjoy the stream, do me a favor, smack the like button, subscribe if you're new. If you need new menu grinds or advice on the existing ones, feel free to take a look at the grind playlist. We had a video up yesterday and the day before. It should be really helpful if you're getting stuck on certain sections of League SBCs in particular. But yeah, have a good night, guys.